Hi again, it's Carol from Crinkled Path. I am knee deep in the hoopla, as they say, with back to school work, and it got me thinking though, as I was walking across the playground, that there was a playground game that my dad used to play with me called The Fox and the Goose. And he said when he was a boy, they would scratch this circle pattern into the dirt and that they would play it. And the elementary school near our house when I was growing up actually had it painted on the blacktop, and I have not seen it at other schools, but it was a fun little game. So I'll talk a little bit more about that as we go. The background paper I chose because I've got the contents page here in my memory keeping altered book is this The Fox folk song. My daughters loved this song when they were little because I had a Peter, Paul, and Mary album where they sang this, and it's kind of funny because it's talking about a fox hunting a goose, and it's kind of a little silly for kids to be singing about a fox carrying this goose with its legs dangling, but anyway, it reminded me of the game, The Fox and the Goose. And then I grabbed my antiquarium sticker book because I didn't really like the fox that's in the picture here. So they have some foxes to choose from, and I love this fluffy red one. He definitely looks like he's in pursuit. And then I have this goose from a children's book. Actually, it was from a children's dictionary. And so I'm going to use those on the page. So I'm going to just leave that in there. I just kind of mark the page with these other stickers. But I wanted to show you today how to do a shape collage. And the easiest way to do that is to actually make the shape on something else. So I think I'm going to use more of my tissue paper that I used in my last page. But first we've got to get this background paper on the page. So I think I need to trim it down, and I think I'm going to do that just with my hair ruler. Let's go about there. So did you have a schoolyard game that you like to play, and did you play it with your neighborhood friends or just at school? Apparently I can't talk and rip at the same time. Oh my goodness. Anyway. My dad liked to walk our dogs up at the neighborhood school. They had a big, open field, and so he would walk just a couple blocks up to the school to run our dogs who were little. And that's why we would often stop at the playground. So I actually only went to that school for kindergarten. Okay, now I gotta decide what I want to lose here because this is bigger than the page. I think I'll just take some off this side first. And I think I've talked about before that I liked that schoolyard because they had play equipment that we could get on during the weekend, and it had tennis courts that we'd go play at on the weekend. Sometimes I would play tennis with my dad or my friends. And let's see, let's not chop our fox up there. I might want him later. Still not small enough. Maybe I'll go this way. Yeah, let's do that. Then I don't have to cut any of the words off. Not that they're all going to show, because I'm going to cover them with our collage piece a little bit. All right, got that done. I still don't have all my stuff back at my desk from taking it on vacation. Oh, and that glue is goners. Time to open a new pack of some craft bond. And then just past the schoolyard, we had a public park, and it was pioneer theme, and so it had like a covered wagon to climb on, and log cabin and swings. I don't know, those didn't have anything to do with the pioneer era, I guess. Just regular playground equipment. But my dad really liked to tell stories about his childhood, and that was usually my bedtime stories, were stories of him on the farm or playing games at his school. And so that's where this came from, is something he played when he was growing up. Okay, I have my tissue paper that I used in my last video, and I'm going to use it, hopefully, a piece of it, to create a template that we're going to do our collaging on. So I just grabbed a couple of kitchen bowls. I have this cereal bowl, which is perfect size for the page. My fan is blowing my paper again, but that's the hazards of it being warm. Too warm. I was commenting on somebody's Instagram because they were wanting to know if it was too early to post Halloween stuff. And I was like, oh, as soon as August comes and we go back to school, I am just ready to skip the lingering summer temps of September and go straight to October. Okay. Oh, one more thing I'm going to do before I cut this is I'm going to take this other bowl and I'm going to center it, just eyeball center it. So I think one of the things that was really special about him sharing the memory of this game is that it was actually something he played with me. Like, he didn't just tell me about it, he showed me how to play, and I just remember laughing a lot and playing it often because of the fact that we'd take our nightly walk up to the park with the dogs, and it was just always there on the blacktop. It doesn't require anything other than a couple people to play and the pattern on the ground, which is what I'm cutting out here is going to be the pattern. So I'm going to start with just the circle. Again, can't cut and talk. It doesn't help that these scissors are kind of sticky. It's pulling on the paper. Okay. So I need to get something a little brighter that I can see. This is a friction pin. It's an erasable pin. And I don't have to do this very perfectly because I'm covering it up with my collage. I'm just going to take something that's a similar-ish width, and I'm just going to draw lines to the center. What we want is like 3 pie pieces. That's the best way I can describe it. I don't know, I'm eyeballing it, so we'll see how, if I'm feeling fussy about it. Yeah, that's good enough for me. Okay, so let me put this away. Man, that fan is strong. Anyway, so I don't know if you can see that. I'll try and hold it up, but it's basically a Y or 3 pie pieces, and it's a little thicker than, you know, if you imagine this is probably on the playground, it's maybe 20 feet across, this shape. And then you're only allowed to run on the circle on the outside and into the Y, and you can't step out or step into these pie shapes. I really hope you can see that. Anyway, so if you are the fox, you are chasing the goose. So it's a game for, you know, one person is the chaser, and then you can have a couple different geese if you want, and you just have to stay on the line, in the lines to play. And I don't know why particularly this shape, but it gives you an option to cut across or cut in, and so that's the shape. Okay, now what I want to do, I'm going to flip it over so I can see the pink lines. My collage bags are getting very overstuffed, so I'm probably going to try and do some kind of master board or something like that. So I just recently cut apart a book, and I like the colors in the scraps that came out of cutting that book. So maybe I'm going to pull some of those, and then some of this shelf paper, a little more color. Okay, let's just make this work. All right, so now all I'm going to do is I'm going to rip little pieces, and I'm just going to glue them on, and it doesn't matter if they're hanging over the lines. This is where this is the shortcut. I'm not going to cut this out twice. I'm just got that pink line, and I'm gonna color in the line, so to speak, with my collaging. It's good to be back doing some memory journaling, and I hope that you will comment if you have a schoolyard game that you really enjoyed when you were growing up. I love hearing about other people's memories and their childhood joys. So I'm probably gonna just work away at this and fast forward the video, and I'll see you when we're ready for the next step. Well, I'm sad to say my video cut out on me again. That hasn't happened for a while, so I guess I haven't been as diligent about checking for that. I ended up taking the collaged pie shape and flipping it over and using the lines to cut away anything hanging over the edge. And that just speeds up the process because I don't have to try and fit, what I'm collaging in the lines. I can just cut the lines after. I picked this box out of my antiquarium sticker book, and then this goose was from a children's dictionary, and I just fussy cut it a little closer, and I decided to orient the page this way because of the fact that the words were going that way, and I really wanted the fox to be looking at the goose since this is a chase. And I love that my dad shared this story and not only told me about it, but played with me in the show by showing me the game in real life and playing the game with me. And I hope that you have fond memories of a game you played on the playground or with a parent or a neighbor kid, and I hope you'll share that with me if you have something fun you used to play. I think a lot of those games can be lost in a world of TV and video games, and I hope to teach my grandkids someday. I know I played this game with my girls, and my dad probably did too, because he took care of my girls quite a bit when they were growing up. Both my parents did. And so here's the finished page. I'm going to go ahead and just journal directly on the page this time. I hope you'll share your stories because your stories matter, and I hope you'll join me the next time for some more memory keeping in my altar book. See you next time. Bye-bye.